Good evening and welcome to Eastern Stadium for a steamy evening of soccer between the Michigan Jaguars and the Lansing Common FC reserves. Marshall Acosta, what do you got?
It is good to be here with you, Josh. It is a steamy night indeed, but it's still a beautiful night for soccer, and as they say, the show must go on.
Marshall, when I put this shirt on 2 hours ago, it was wrinkly, and I looked down and I said, not worried about that. That's going to straighten itself out. And what do you know? And not that our viewing audience cares one way or the other, but this shirt is not wrinkly, and the sun has gone behind the clouds, although for the folks in the grandstand doesn't much matter because for a 7 p.m. kickoff, they're all in the shade. So we got nice turnout. We got Paella truck over there. We got the supporters starting to fill in, and we got another beautiful night for soccer if you're not playing and if you don't mind the humidity up here in the booth, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful night. And for the people that are wondering, Josh is wearing a wonderful Christian Pulisic cotton shirt. It looks wonderful on him, always repping, especially during the Copa America season. So
I appreciate you. I got a little bit of backlash from the guys in the locker room for not wearing a Lansing Common shirt tonight. But you know, you gotta keep it flexible, right?
For sure.
Based on the calendar, we don't get many opportunities in the summer to be flexible in this 10-week season based on the calendar. So Copa America, always top of mind, especially Sunday, 5 p.m. We're going to be on the bus headed back from Fort Wayne after a game against 1927 SC. So I don't know that we're going to be able to watch the U.S. men's national team against Bolivia. But anyway, they didn't tune in to hear. Well, I don't know. They may have tuned in to hear us talk about Copa America.
Maybe a little bit.
But at least some of the spectators have tuned in to actually watch this Lansing Common matchup. The reserves against Michigan Jags, a club where Coach Sorg, as well as other members of the team, as well as the coaching staff, have quite a bit of experience. It's not. I wouldn't call it a rivalry. I wouldn't say there's no love lost. There's plenty of love between these two sides, as well as this is just a friendly. But the lineup is a little interesting tonight. We got a 3-5-2 once again. A little bit of an interesting lineup for Lansing Common, with this being a reserve matchup. But what do you see, and what are you hoping to see, Marshall?
I'm hoping to see these guys that have been working their butt off at practice, really capitalize on this opportunity that they're being given. We're seeing some guys that we haven't seen in the lineup for a majority of this year, and I'm really interested to see how they can take advantage of that, and just looking forward to them progressing during real game scenarios. And
also, hopefully cleaning some stuff up. Is that right?
That is for sure.
You wouldn't need to be a very sophisticated watcher of the beautiful game to know that what we last saw 2 weeks ago was not Lansing Common at their best. I think some of the visiting fans, well, I don't think, they told me, were a little shocked to come away with 3 points, as well as to come away just witnessing a little bit of a sloppier game. Coach Sorg, I think, conveyed that to the guys, and I don't think a single one of them was totally happy with the performance. And so we shall see what they've got lined up for us tonight.
Yeah, and coming off that performance, too, they played against the Holland Rovers team that, as we had stated throughout the broadcast, just felt that they were really more connected, just because I'm from that area, so I know a bunch of those kids that they've been playing soccer since they were 6 together. So just having that camaraderie and knowingness of knowing who's on your team and where they want the ball, that plays a big factor. And I think we saw that kind of overtake Lansing Common a little bit those 2 weeks ago, because Rovers were making the correct passes. They were finding their guys, and the Robins just seemed a little out of sorts towards kind of the offensive ends. They had a couple chances, including Seth Russ off the post, and
several beautiful chances.
There were some wonderful balls played in by Kevin Payne off corner kicks. He had some good balls off of his head that were right in the box, but Common just couldn't capitalize, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We see Christian Trunk wearing the captain's armband out of that left center back position in this 3-5-2. The wing backs tonight are kind of going to be all up and down the pitch. That's going to be Kyle Bucket and Tony Burton on the left and right. The back three, other than Christian Trunk, is Storm Powers and Dylan Bott making his first appearance for Lansing Common. We then got Joey Farhat at the 8 with Sammy Contreras joining him at the CDM position, the double pivot. Extreme Hawk at the 10, wearing number 14. And then up top, Kellen Ava, last seen playing left back, and Elijah Moss. Also a new goalkeeper, skipped right over him. We got young Lincoln Homolka out of Lowell, Michigan, who's committed to play for the University of Olivet. What a night not to have Josh Rosendale in the booth as we kick off. Tony Burton under pressure and turns it over right away. Jags looking to play it into the box, and his first save for Homolka. Off to the races up the right side.
It'll be nice to see the Common kind of settle in early, kind of establish the ground game in terms of the possession, and just see if they can get some offensive chances and actually convert on them. That was one thing that we saw in the last game against Rovers. Just like we just did not capitalize on our chances. So that'll be a huge thing to convert on tonight. As the Jaguars will pass it around with the space being given to them.
And some of that's to be expected here in the second minute, as this is a new formation, the 3-5-2. Once again, not a lot of defensive depth out there as the offside flag goes up.
An early one. That ball is played up.
Kyle Buchan making himself dangerous from that right wing back position. Joey Farhat forced to reorganize. Back to the center bot.
Christian Trunk will dribble up in space. He's looking for a man. As that ball will be cut off. It was intended for Elijah Moss.
And we regroup and go again.
Let's start it all over again, Josh.
Lincoln Homolka playing way off his line. A lot of confidence back there. Shouting out directions to the squad in his first appearance for Lansing Common. On first appearance, wearing the uniform, starting at keeper. And Kyle Buchan is unable to turn this into a real chance, but the keeper just boots it out of bounds. Giving it right back to Lansing Common. Nice touch, and it was a nice idea, but just a little sloppy, and Robbins earned a free kick as Elijah Moss was looking to turn and couldn't quite get around the corner.
Nice shot by Elijah to activate that first touch, which led to that.
No doubt.
Which led to that penalty. As we see what the Common will do here with an early free kick.
Tony Burton, Eli Moss, and a couple others standing around the ball trying to decide whose turn it is. Still talking. No whistle, though, so. Tony Burton lining it up.
Kyle Buchan will go
Looks
back
like he
out
wants
right.
to go for goal. He does. No problem for the keeper. Real nice attempt, though, over the wall that had 4 or 5 in it. Jags will play out of the back. I don't know if these are their starters or not, but Jags have some size along that back line.
Yes, they do.
That was unfortunate decision by Lincoln there. Kind of got caught in no man's land. You would not see Sean O'Mara being indecisive like that. I know that, but I think he thought that the danger was going to get snuffed out, and then it just didn't. So he was stuck in the middle, but no worries.
Yeah, it looks like he was communicating with Dylan Bott a little bit about that as they'll play it out.
Just a little bit of getting to know each other, speaking as somebody who plays in the back line and sometimes has to deal with some turnover in the keeper position that can make things difficult, especially, guys just have different tendencies, as we just saw there. Sean O'Mara is somebody who's a lot more aggressive in that position. And to compound things, you've got a center back in Dylan Bott, also earning his first cap. Really nicely done by Joey Farhat there. Turns into a turnover, but a regrouping.
As they'll send it up the right line, intended for Kyle Buchan.
You know, I think this lineup is more about the lack of depth along the back line than anything else for Lansing Common, as it's headed back to the keeper by the Jags. But the 5 in the midfield is a really good way to get as much talent as possible. We've had this conversation before, but there's a lot in this midfield, especially when you go down to this reserve level of sort of the next 10 guys on the squad. And you see them. There's some chemistry out there too.
Yeah, and also playing these lineups, it's like Coach George is trying to see like
That's true.
more of what he's got and
Yeah.
what these guys can take advantage of
No
when
doubt.
being given this opportunity. It's
The 2 strikers and 2 wingers are definitely stressing out this back four of the Jags. It is a little disappointing. You'd like to see what some more forward and more incisive passing might do, but
that ball just played over.
I think Sorg is saying that same thing.
You know, and it's interesting for the fans to come out and see some new faces, but it's also interesting for not only us but the coaching staff to see just kind of what the rest of this roster is made of. And obviously, as you had mentioned before, when it comes to depth, it's like you want to know how much depth you have, because that plays a pivotal role, especially later down the stretch, because you never want injuries to happen, but they can happen. So you want to know just kind of who has the best next man up mentality.
And not just injuries, as that ball goes wide for Jags, but just fatigue too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're playing again in 48 hours, and that game's after a 2-hour bus ride to Fort Wayne. And so that depth is important. I think you're going to see some of the starters get 15, 20-minute shifts tonight, but that depth is super important. And by the way, not just an opportunity for fans to see new faces, but a lot of these fans out here are family of these players. So an opportunity for some fans to see one of their sons or brothers or boyfriends get an opportunity to see the field wearing the brown and red. The Jags earn a corner. They go short, but all kinds of room.
Does that ball be played into the middle?
Really nice ball. Open header in the box. Hate to see that, but just unable to get. It was a little too high, and so he was unable to get on top of it. I did the same thing on Monday. You believe that?
I do not believe that, actually. As this ball will be played out to the back. As Lincoln will play it out to his left side to Christian Trunk.
Again, a little bit of a miscommunication, and Jags are free in the box once again. Oh, bad decision made by 11, and runs himself right out of room. Earns a corner, though.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing the kind of these backs for the Robins right now. They're still trying to communicate and kind of figure out switching over and stuff like that, and just in terms of kind of their passing. As you saw, that it was a really quick turnover right after that goal kick.
No doubt.
This ball
Long one into the box this time. Great defense in the box.
Yeah, nice job getting that ball out of there.
And shout out to the branch tonight in large numbers. You know, you thought maybe they might see some defectors come over here and join us in the shade, but it was not to be. Good numbers for the tailgate, good numbers at the paella truck, and good numbers in the stands in the direct sunlight.
It's a good way to get that summer tan going.
That's right. That's right.
That's a beautiful.
Kyle
ball played.
Buchan can't believe his luck, and neither can the refs.
Gotta love Kyle throwing his hands on his head. He knew he had an open one.
It looked like he almost
I thought
hesitated for a step because he couldn't believe that he was onside, and the officials had the same conversation.
It looked a lot closer than maybe in real time, but as the Jags will play it out. It's good seeing the Robins applying some nice pressure.
a trademark of this squad in 2024. No question.
Lansing's moving the ball up a little bit.
Yeah, that was a great decision by Storm. He thought about going back to Dylan Bott, and the pass was totally not there, and he faked the defender out and thought better of it and played positive. So all good things.
As the Jags will play it back in their backfield. They'll play it up for a big ball.
51 there, the same guy who beat Dylan Bott earlier does the same thing to Christian Trunk. With a back three, you got to have some extra help there so that you can't give up repeated opportunities like that.
Some nice touches here for the Robins as they'll play a ball up. This result and a goal kick. Looks like the refs kind of looked at each other there and just came to the assumption that that was off the Robins. Unfortunately. Nice job there, cutting that off by Dylan Bott. That could have gotten real bad if that ball would have gotten by. Just kind of looked like the Jaguars forward had just kind of lapped them there a little bit.
And there, the back line of the Jags got a little too loosey-goosey with the ball, and Eli Moss almost made him pay for it.
As the Jags will look to move the ball up again.
For those who don't know, which is probably most of our viewers, Eli Moss had a goal in the 11 a.m. game day on a school day friendly match a few weeks ago.
He sure did. It was the first goal of the game.
You know, he might have had one in the community kickoff too. Am I remembering that wrong?
I actually do not know.
I might have made that up.
We'll just say it.
Eli Moss, of course, product of Grand Rapids Community College. Also can be seen on the Lansing Common FC shop, modeling some of our fine home and away jerseys this year. Ooh, once again.
Yeah, it just looked like Christian Trunk decided to take a gamble there a little bit, trying to cut that ball off.
Perfect defensive positioning, turns it back, but...
oh, great save by Lincoln.
Oh, my goodness. We had a great view of that, and it looked like it was going to bend its way right around his outstretched arm, but he got down and got over, and
he used all of his wingspan for that one.
Yeah, no doubt.
I know somewhere the Olivet coaches that are watching this are smiling.
You know the Olivet coaches are tuned into this broadcast. They're probably active in the chat too. That's what I got to get up. Please hold. I'm remiss on my watching the stream myself over here. I got to connect to the Wi-Fi so I can participate in some chatting.
What are the people saying?
That's what I got to know.
Just an update. I remember for one broadcast, the chat found it crazy that I had never had coffee. I still haven't had coffee, so
okay.
I just want that put out there.
You know, we haven't exactly. Not only have we not had a game time that's been super convenient for it, but strange matter, no longer a vendor. They are a beloved partner of Lansing Common FC, and they just weren't making enough money. And so we all got to get out to their locations downtown and on the east side and support them. And I've got to get out to their location on the east side next Saturday about noon and get Marshall a cold brew. Maybe a NOLA for your first one. Maybe,
that would be wonderful.
I'll get some sweetness going for you. Some dairy.
I love it. I love the sound of that. As the Jags are attacking here.
Man.
As that is deflected.
And that'll result in a corner kick for the Jag.
11 is putting those boys in a blender. He's not been able to do anything with it yet, but
It looks like that back line for the Robins is just kind of getting eaten up a little bit right now. As the Jags will line up for this corner kick.
I am watching the stream now, and so we've got it's a little quiet in the chat. Leonard says, "Go Robins, go Robins!" Leonard, watching over in Australia. Appreciate you and your support always, even if I don't always understand some of your tweets about Australian sports.
As that ball is played way wide. As the Robins do a good job of getting that ball out of the box.
Yeah, excellent take by 43 from the back there, keeping it low. I'm not sure that Lincoln saw that one, but it got blocked. So,
as the Robins will look to get set defensively again. They'll play a big ball. A little too far, though, and that'll bounce right into Lincoln's arms.
I'm not sure what was going on there. There's not much of a breeze, so not many excuses. Just played it a little long.
As Dylan Bob will play it. Sammy Contreras will pass it. He was looking for Kyle Buchan.
I was just gonna say that is somebody who has been a little quiet tonight, and he unfortunately turned it right over.
But the Robins will regain possession as they put a ball up for Elijah Moss.
Yeah,
just a little far.
That back line's giving Eli a little extra attention now. And as I was about to say, has this felt a little sluggish to you? Sorg hollering, "Let's go" from the bench. So it does. It's not just me and the Paella just
We're the only ones.
kickoff. It is feeling a little sluggish.
As the Jags will look to attack once again, they'll play a ball in that'll be deflected and result in a corner kick for the Jags. Yeah, through these first almost 18 minutes or so, definitely feel like the Jaguars have gotten a lot of opportunities so far. Kind of that back line for the Robins is still kind of communicating and figure things out as Coach Sorg is communicating with his guys as the Jaguars will set up for yet another corner kick. As the Jags will play the short ball, and this ball we played it on the ground. Lincoln with another really solid save, laying out for that one. As the Robins are looking to attack here, as that ball will just be cut off by the Jaguars defender as he cut just in front of Elijah.
That was the fourth corner for the Jags tonight, and if they are playing with a little bit more energy, it might have something to do with the fact that they not only have a couple more subs than Lansing Common, they also might be playing with a little bit more abandon. As we said earlier, we expect some of the usual first-team guys to be on minutes restrictions tonight, as we got a long road trip to Fort Wayne on deck on Sunday in 48 hours. Jags are off this weekend, so none of their guys are looking to rest up for any quick turns.
Which I think shows just a good way in how good your depth is going forward, especially going up against a team that isn't resting their top guys, so giving really those reserves a good challenge for
yeah,
tonight.
no doubt. It's going to continue to be a test for those guys, as you just saw Christian Trunk with nice hustle and a nice clearance.
As this ball will be played in. And that'll be a goal for the Jaguars.
Lincoln made the opposite decision that he made the last time and just gets beaten with the header there. That was also just a really nice left-footed ball in from the right back there. It's not what you typically see from a right back,
No.
a nice left-footed ball
nice
in.
left-footed ball.
Maybe he was out of position, or maybe Jags just have an embarrassment of riches in the left-footed department. But an open header in the box, and the Jags find the back of the net in the 21st minute.
Yeah, that was a really nice finish, too, on the other end.
Courageous, no doubt.
As you could hear Lincoln call for it.
Call for it, and just, yeah, hit the guy right in the midsection, but didn't seem to make a difference. A little shocked to see the Cristiano Ronaldo celebration, though. I wasn't aware that that people your age were big Cristiano Ronaldo fans, Marshall. No offense.
Yeah, I had a couple teammates in high school that would bring it out once in a while, mostly at practice, never really in a game. But
in high school, that was years ago. The man plays in Saudi Arabia now. How are we watching him?
Sammy Contreras will play this up to Eli Moss.
And Moss got in, but the Jags keeper took it away.
The Common have had not as many chances as the Jags, but they have had a couple chances to convert. It just seems that there have been a couple balls that have just kind of just a little bit outstretched for our forwards to get to them.
Some half chances, I would say. And I don't know if this is just a fluke of the way the Jags are lining up, but it has seemed like of the two forwards, Eli Moss is definitely getting further forward more often.
Nice job by Joey Farhat there, taking that ball away. As the Robins will look to set up something offensively.
Was a half-hearted call for offsides. A nice ball in, but nobody on the backside of the box except
Tony Burton will have a shot on goal.
Oh, man, found space, and unfortunate to have it blocked like that.
As the ball went rattling towards a couple of our interns.
That is hopefully some great content just got made.
Some good POV. As this ball will be thrown in. It's another shot on goal. This one.
Extreme Hawk again went for goal. Again, unable to get it on target as Jags defenders doing their best to keep their keeper either out of trouble or in deep trouble as he's been screened from the last couple shots.
As the Robins elect to go short here, Elijah Moss with a shot on goal and just pulled it left.
Once again, 3 shots, none on target, but a lot of danger created there.
It was a good idea in the corner. The Robins elected to go really fast, and it looks like they caught a couple of the Jags defenders off guard, and Elijah had a good look.
That entire sequence, you had every single Lansing Common forward that was on the ball was just dusting those defenders, creating a lot of space. And
it's good to see.
Yeah.
As the Jags will look to play this ball up. Oh, it looks like there was a mistouch there, and Elijah Moss is going to make him pay for it. As that is just a full
wild
shove.
What, the official is not going for a card?
He just completely backchecked Eli there.
I mean, I know it's a friendly, but man.
There was nothing friendly about that.
I apologize for misgendering the head referee, as the female member of the crew is the 4th official in front of us. My bad, sir. Meant no offense. But do you know where your cards are, sir?
As this ball is played in, it's just a little high as the Jags will kick that out.
Seemed like Tony Burton thought he was playing a ball to Kevin Payne. And, the big man did not rise up there.
Tony will get another chance to play another one in, and
Too tall.
Once again, just a little bit high for the Robinses. That'll result in, looks like a throw-in for the Jags.
A water break. And then a throw-in for the Jags. I was curious about this. I did not hear talk of it before the game. Obviously, these are at the discretion of the officials. Not sure that you'll see one of these in the second half as it cools down and the sun goes down, but it is 85 degrees. God knows what the humidity is out there. And so they will take a break, get hydrated. You know, Marshall, speaking of creating content or failing to do so, I don't know if you saw this with your eyes or heard tell of it. We had a raccoon in the stadium.
I did see this with my eyes.
Our director of game day on-field operations, Steve Beckman, was putting garbage bags out, and he saw a little Ricky raccoon staring at him out of the bottom of the garbage can. He came over to me and club president Eric Walcott and said he had to talk to us. What did he say? As he had to have a conversation with us as club officials. I thought, oh boy, so we either have a problem with something being dead that shouldn't be or something being alive that shouldn't be. And that's what it was. We put a trash bag on the top of the garbage can in an attempt to keep our little buddy calm. Carried it over to the nearest gate, let it go, pulled the trash bag off, and as he ran away and climbed into the Japanese maple down there, the red tree just beyond the southern goal, we thought, oh man, it would have been a really great idea to get some video of that.
Yeah.
Apologies to all our social followers who do not get to enjoy our Lansing neighbor raccoon. He's probably going to find his way over to my backyard at some point in the next few weeks.
It was wonderful seeing him kind of scurry off down the fence line as he hopefully returns to his home, or as Josh just said, his backyard.
You know, the raccoons of Lansing eat much better than those in the rural areas of Michigan. It's all the trash they can get their paws on. Some cat food if you're lucky.
Oh, I always loved these breaks that you would get during high school soccer, especially when you would play the early games kind of towards late August, early September, when the sun is really beaming. Just kind of gives you a chance to kind of rejuvenate yourself, get rehydrated, focus up. And it's kind of a mini timeout for your coach to kind of just communicate with you guys on what you need to do better, what we can improve on, what he likes, what he doesn't like. As both teams will be looking to take the field again here. As it is indeed a warm one tonight.
Going to be a Jags throw-in deep in their own end off the misjudged cross by Calaneva. Looking to go deep. Kellen watches it go over his head.
That looked a little Max Crawford-esque with how far that ball went.
Can't argue with the results. Jags are advancing up the left side, and then it's taken away by Joey Farhat with a nice defensive tackle.
So he'll look to play it up. That pass just a little too far out of the outskirts of Joey Farhat's legs, and that'll result in a turnover. And the Jags will look to take space. As the young kids at this game are making their presence known.
Child was having a good time.
As this ball will be played up again. And Lincoln decides to come out and get it. And he does so.
Yeah, he questioned his instincts.
He did. It looked like he hesitated for a second.
Lost a step and then made the right decision and beat the man back to the ball. So all's well that ends well.
The Robins will look to take some space. As that ball, it's a poor pass to Joey Farhat, but he'll win it back. He has done that a couple times tonight. So that ball will be played Kyle Buchan.
And it looks like Sorg was seeing the same thing we were with Kellen Abel playing a little bit out of position as he has subbed Carter Hagan into that right striker position. Joey Farhat getting up, making himself dangerous.
This ball is played in, as it'll result in a Robins goal.
Great finish by Eli Moss. Off the missed touch by Extreme Hawk. Unfortunate, played it right to the keeper. Rebound went right to Eli Moss. Great finish for the GRCC product. 1-1 in the 31st minute, right off the water break.
Really great job by Eli cleaning that ball up.
The right place and the right time, man.
Lansing Common goal scored in the 31st minute by number 9, Elijah Moss.
And for Coach Sorg to see that, especially right out of the water timeout, right where he was talking to his guys and communicating with them, that's got to feel good.
Oh my goodness. An off the ball challenge leaves Extreme rolling around on the ground. And now calling for medical attention. Now the official having a conversation with the offending Jaguar.
Yet still no card once again.
A long conversation. And they are still talking as Extreme gets on his feet.
Good to see him back up on his feet, moving around.
He is going to come get some attention from the trainer on the sideline. Nope, she is going to go sit down. He is just going to regroup, fix his shin guard, and hopefully get back out there soon. As the fourth official allows him back onto the field.
The Robins will look to attack once again here. That ball was just a little too far for Elijah Moss.
Great idea by Josh Maderi, who is just newly subbed to the game at left back.
The Jaguars will look to move the ball up as a ball is played up the right side. Really nice contest there by Christian Trunk, as Extreme will commit a foul of his own, and that will be going in favor of the Jags.
And now Extreme having a conversation with the official.
As this ball is played just a little too much for the Jags forward to handle. That'll result in a goal kick.
Storm really misjudged that one, but it didn't end up mattering as he put himself between the forward and the ball and unable to even get it on frame. Kyle Buchan looking to make something happen on the right side. Back to Kyle, who's got all kinds of room on the right side. Nice tackle by the Jags, who immediately kick it out of bounds.
looks like Elijah Moss will get called, as he and the Jags player seem to be fighting over that ball.
The Jags kind of willed that foul into existence. They all just stopped playing. They got the whistle they wanted.
So I guess it was worth it, but
sometimes that pays off.
I don't recommend trying that too often. As looks like
Shoulder-to-shoulder contact has the Jags calling for a penalty kick and has Dylan Bott on the ground holding his head. And the official calls for the trainer. And Ben Derby and Max Crawford getting loose. Just in case. As the Robins' only center back in the game tonight makes his way to the sideline. A Jags player visited the Lansing Common bench to help himself to some water, and Ty Uziak said, "What are you doing, man?"
Looks like he was trying to heal a wound on his elbow. As the Jags coach throws his arms up in the air, did not like what he saw there, to say the least.
Robin's still playing with 10 as Dylan Bott visits the trainer. Max Crawford might be first to go in. As Ben Derby has his penny back on. And both are receiving direction from Zorg.
A
long
another
ball. That was looked well offside to me, but the officials don't see it the same way. Lincoln plays it back into his own box.
So booted up.
Headed right out of bounds. As Max Crawford signals to the fourth official that he's going to go in back at center back.
Subbing in for Lansing Common, number 15, Max Crawford.
There's the Robins.
They are in. Oh, wonderful defending there. It's Josh Maderi's cross. Couldn't
Robins
get off his
will
foot.
regain possession. Kyle Buchan will play it in to the back post.
Extreme just ran out of room there, unfortunately.
It's good effort by Extreme, but that was going to be tough to convert there off the header.
As the Jags will play into space. This ball once again played way up, and it results in another easy save for Lincoln.
As long as Max Crawford's out there, the Jags might have to switch up their strategy. He is a good bit quicker than anybody else that's been on the back line for the Robins tonight. That long ball was quickly snuffed out by Max.
Definitely looking forward to him getting a throw in.
Dylan Bott getting all kinds of attention. It looks like on his foot or on his ankle.
That's a good tackle there by the Jags.
Risky tackle. Defender left his feet, and if Josh Maderi was able to get around that, he would have been all alone. Once again, Jags going after Max Crawford, and he jumps the forward, jumps the ball, and quickly turns it over, leads to a attack.
This will be Elijah Moss. He'll play it back into Kyle Buchan. Buchan with some space. So he looks to play it in, and it was deflected. They're saying that it's a Jags throw-in?
I don't know how that's possible.
There was no. Are they? Yeah, I don't understand how that would be a Jags throw-in, but I'm.
And then let the young man advance it about 20 yards before releasing the throw.
Here we are,
No
Josh.
matter. Right back to Max Crawford, who turns it over and has to make up lost ground quickly.
As this ball is played into open space.
And was
As
well offside. No flag as the official was sprinting to catch up with the play, and
it was a poor attempt for a finish, as that ball barely touched the bottom of that Jags player's cleat.
it was a nice save by Lincoln as he was one-on-one with the forward.
Joey Farhat will come back and apply pressure.
Nice tackle. Again.
Yeah, Joey's been all over the field tonight. It's been good to see.
What is it tackles won? Is that the statistic? I think he's at 100%.
As the Robins will look to throw this in. As that ball is right off the head of Extreme and right out of bounds, and it'll result in a throw-in for the Jags. As that was a poor touch by the Jaguars, it'll result in a turnover.
Ambitious Chip trying to beat Max Crawford once again.
Yeah, they keep. I noticed a pattern of them trying to beat Max, and it's really not paying off.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. You're up against a three-man back line, which is not something that back line is entirely comfortable playing in, as you can imagine, because it's rare. But the second thing is you're used to having two guys back there centrally, and right now you only got one. But yeah, no doubt Max is quite a bit more fleet of foot than your average center back. I think even Kevin Payne would agree with that.
As the Jags subs seem to be getting loose on the sideline.
All 7 of them.
All 7. As this ball will be played in. As that ball is hit sky high by the Jags defender. And they will retain possession.
They got numbers. Great tackle by Christian Trunk. Not able to retain possession, but snuffed out the danger for the time being. Carter Hagan goes up to apply some pressure. Eli Moss will line and wait. And Jack's just unable to break through this press right now.
It's good to see. We love to see that.
Ooh, Eli Moss almost jumps the pass back to the keeper, who skies it right to Sammy Contreras. No. Storm. Pink shoes threw me off.
We have yet another ball played way too high. That'll result in another easy save for Lincoln. So play it out to Max Crawford. Crawford talking to some of his guys. He'll play it out to Christian Trunk. Christian will play it back to Max. As both teams are kind of looking to break these presses.
Real nice ball. Max Crawford doing his best to earn the honorary Brett Swatton announcer's favorite player of the game.
Joey Farhat will play that game in. And that'll be, unfortunately for the Robins, an offsides.
An offside that was doing Eli Moss no favors either, as he had to come back behind the defender to collect that ball. Joey put it in the right spot, too. I thought for a second Joey was going to try for goal.
There will be 2 minutes of added time.
As the Jags play a good ball, they'll split the defenders, but that attempt will soar way left.
We've got 2 minutes of extra time. We're about 80 seconds away from halftime.
A player that's kind of stood out for me for the Robins so far has been Joey Farhat. As he just had his hands on his knees, he has been all over the field for tonight, and it's been good to see. As he is completely sort of drained himself, as I don't blame him because it is hot out here.
I agree. Got a little bit of personal bias in that, as say I'm a friend of the family. Joey's parents, of course, the proprietors of Paisanos, a fine Lansing restaurant, just up the street from Eastern Stadium. Going to be providing some chow for the boys and for our staff and interns for our doubleheader next Saturday.
I'm looking forward to that. And also, he's an Aquinas kid, so always got to look out for always got to look out for the fellow Saints. As I speak as an alumni now. As that ball is played in, as Lincoln makes 2 hallelujah saves to keep this game at 1-1. That was unbelievable.
That attacker had all day to think about that and shot it right into Lincoln's waiting chest as he was lying on his back there. Somehow able to make that emergency save, as we have exhausted all of our extra time. They're going to let this Robins attack continue.
That was a great job by Lincoln on that back end there.
Oh my goodness. That ball by Kyle Buchan goes nowhere, and we are still playing soccer.
We are still playing soccer. As Max Crawford will easily take possession of that.
Now the official looks at his watch and he says, oops. And lets the Robins attack continue.
Well, as they say, can we just let the boys play? And
now he will call for halftime. And we will see you right back here in 15 minutes.
Bum, bum, bum.
Welcome back for the second half at Eastern Stadium. A back and forth first half results in some light coaching at halftime and one substitution. Tony Burton, number 10, joining Carter Hagan up top, replacing Eli Moss, who was certainly making the back line of the Jags run around all over. What do you got from that first half, Marshall?
You know, I thought until the timeout break, which was at about the 25-minute mark, I thought the Common were a little sloppy. Kind of on both ends. There were some defensive miscues that could have resulted in a couple of goals for the Jags, but luckily they didn't. But I really feel like after that water timeout, they came out and they scored about a couple minutes later. And from that point on, they just looked more rejuvenated. They were communicating. There was a lot better passing than there was in the 25 minutes prior to that. And so, yeah, I really liked what I saw during that second half of the first half.
Second quarter, as it were. The coaching staff agrees with you for what it's worth. Some other coaching notes where the Jags are going to continue to try to ping it over the midfield to forward making that run against the back three. So look for that tell, whether it is the defender putting his head down, getting ready to make the long ball, or if it's that forward putting his head down and getting ready to make that run. Look for that and get a break on it so that you don't end up getting caught off guard like they thought they were about to do to Max Crawford there. And other than that, just play with courage, play with belief, and play with patience in the attacking third. Some rather rote notes about what to do when we're on the ball that guys just weren't getting it done. But that's good to hear because, you know, we could see a couple more goals in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. And the Jaguars really put an emphasis offensively on playing that big ball up. We saw a lot of balls that were played a little too far at times that resulted in some easy balls right to our goalkeeper Lincoln. And yeah, it was just kind of they were very. It was a lot of just balls towards the middle, towards. This ball will be played up, and that'll be a quick goal.
Just like
for
that
the
one.
Jaguars. Yep, just like that one. Just what Coach Sorgat emphasized at halftime, that can happen.
Well, it doesn't always work out that way, but Marshall, you really called that one almost in real time. Sometimes the coaching points are just that obvious.
Yeah, and they haven't gone away from it either. I mean, it's been the same thing for them all night offensively. Obviously, as you had mentioned earlier, it's a little unfamiliar for some of these guys to play three in the back, but that's the formation that we're going with tonight, and they're just gonna have to make the proper adjustment.
Well, that and you know, I don't know how often at any level or in this league you're going to see the offensive strategy of the other team just be to try to completely take the midfield out of the game.
Hound you over with balls over the midfield. That'll
be
another one right here. That'll be another goal.
We are playing Rec League soccer at Eastern Stadium.
This is looking a little like my PE class in elementary school a little bit. Just rapid goals within these first 3.5 minutes, unfortunately.
And again, I don't know what there is to write home about because you know, we're not going to have a back three at any other point this season. We're not going to play a team that attempts to do that at any time this season.
Yeah, it's been really on repeat, pretty much.
It was a strange first half, and it's continued, no doubt.
They just aren't going away from it, and nor should they, if it's going to result in goals like that. As the Common will look to get one back here. It was honestly a little surprising just how caught off guard they were. Obviously, Coach Sorgat mentioned it at halftime, but also I would think after that first half where they came out of the timeout, they looked more rejuvenated. I would think that they would be the same case coming out of halftime, but I guess unfortunately not. As the Jags will take space. Play it up the right side. As they'll play a ball up the left middle side, and Lincoln will come on out and take care of that. As Max Crawford will play it out from the back and give it back to his keeper. Robbins will play it up the left side. As Tony Burton looks to win him back. And it'll result in a throw-in for the Robins. As Joey Farhat will take his space. He'll play it to the back to Max Crawford. Looks like a mishit, and Crawford frustrated with himself as he knows exactly what he did. It's just a seemed to come a little bit higher off the ankle than he would have liked, and that soared outright.
I think he hit the ground early. It looked like some rubber flying up from the turf.
But he'll do a good job cutting off that Jaguars attack. Unfortunately, losing it a little bit.
Made the run and then knew he had left the center exposed.
That ball
almost another goal.
Bounce off the post. Good job by Kellen taking it away there. As Extreme will make a hard turn as he'll slip on the turf. He'll regain his footing though and play a ball. As Extreme with lots of space as he closes in. So play it to the middle. That'll go off the post, and not the post that we want. Bears fans, if you're watching that, it's probably a little familiar for you.
Boy, Tony Burton, a great opportunity at the top of the 18, and just unfortunately skied that one.
As the Jags will play it out back. Play it out wide to the right side as they look to move up. As they are taking their time in the backfield, and as they should, especially with the 2-goal lead.
Lansing Common continuing to press. Jags just about break it and then play negative back into the teeth. And just about turn it over, but
Kyle Buchan almost had that one as they'll play it up the left side.
Jags have numbers again.
So they'll play it towards the middle. Nice job there getting that out. As Max Crawford heads that one. Stopping a Jaguars attack.
Boy,
really nice turn there by Josh Maderi.
Josh Maderi all alone, 1-on-3, and got it out of there.
This ball is played up to Extreme. Just out of reach of him. The Jaguars keeper came up and read it perfectly. As they'll go back to that bread and butter once again. It doesn't work this time, but they were looking for the long ball towards the middle once again, Josh.
Sloppy turnover there by...
As Kyle Buchan takes a hard hit, but no call. Ref's letting them play on as the Jaguars look to attack here. They'll play it up the right side. As that was a bad ball in towards the middle, and unfortunately not the greatest clear out by the Common.
Oh, no.
As the Jaguars have retained possession, that ball will be cleared out of bounds and result in a throw-in for the Jaguars. Yeah, it just looks like the Robins have come out kind of flat this half, and it's a little unfortunate to see, but still plenty of time to get those 2 goals back. As that is deflected off a Robin defender, and that'll result in a corner kick for the Jaguars. Jaguars will play this ball in near post. It's a good clear out for the Robins.
Nice pressure by Carter Hagan, forcing back the keeper, but he's outmanned up there alone.
As this ball is looked to be played up the right side, that'll be intercepted by Max Crawford. He's just been a workhorse back there ever since checking into this game. As Lincoln will play this ball up. Looking for Tony Burton.
Tony was just a step late to that missed header. Had an opportunity if he had recognized it, but...
As the Jaguars play yet another, and that'll be called offsides. Coaches for the Jags aren't happy with the call.
Well, that makes one inexplicable one going each way, so I think we're all square. I didn't really see it either. Jags coach is now having a conversation with Brent Sorg, speaking of things you only see in a friendly.
As the Jaguars will pass the ball in their back end, taking advantage of the space. Robin's starting to pressure a little bit. As that was a bad touch, and Kyle Buchan will make him pay for it. Good tackle there by the Jags, stopping that attack. But the Robins will not retain possession.
There's a free kick finally.
Looks like they will.
There were like 3 or 4 sloppy tackles consecutively there, and a little strange for the refs to not step in earlier, but 35 yards away from goal. Chance at a free kick for whoever wants to take it. Looks like it's going to be Max Crawford.
As there's a Jags player jogging off the field. Appears to be holding his nose. So he'll make his way to the trainer. As the Robins will look to play this free kick in. They'll play it in.
Max Crawford with a lazy one. Presented itself for Josh Maderi. Wide open free header inside the 6. Unable to redirect at the far post.
As the Jags will play this ball out. A couple of short passes. With the Robins applying some pressure as it pays off as the Jaguars make a bad pass. Tony Burton will look to play.
Tony Burton, Josh Maderi just unable to get on the same page there. Tony all the way to the out of bounds line, able to earn a throw in that he knows he probably shouldn't take.
As it'll be,
who else?
You guessed it, folks. Max Crawford.
Maybe we get the front flip here.
As Max will throw this ball in. As that ball.
Extreme able to get that on frame. Not with any sort of velocity, though. As the Jags are off and running once again.
As this ball will be played into the middle. The Robins do, luckily, a good job of basically bicycle kicking that thing out of there.
Foul called against the Jags, and Lansing Common going quick. They got numbers.
They do have numbers as
Wonderful
Tony
call by
Burton.
Carter Hagan. A little bit of a reckless slide tackle results in nothing, but Tony Burton forces the keeper out to clear it away.
And it looks like we have some subs coming in for the Robins.
Big time sub. Ben Derby, Ty Uziak, Sammy Contreras, Jack Heald, Elijah Haas. Moss. Apologies.
As all 5 of them will check in.
This might take us a second. Maybe somebody take the headset off and listen to the PA. Ian's over there struggling as well. Hey, can anybody read Ian's lips? All right, Ben Derby for Max Crawford.
Looks like Sammy Contreras checking in. Jack Heald, Elijah Moss.
Coming in for Lansing Common, number 7, Ty Uziak. Number 21, Sammy Contreras. Number 6, Jack Heald. Number 9, Elijah Moss. Number 24, Ben Derby.
We're gonna guess that Elijah and Ty are going in as co-strikers.
As the Robins will throw this ball in and look to, and that will result in a corner kick. Looks like it's going to be Elijah Moss taking this corner.
I'm not even going to joke that this is a professional operation as we struggle to keep up with the subs because, folks, nobody here is actually getting paid. Although Marshall hoping to get some college credit here.
Exactly. Some college credit and some valuable experience.
And some fresh air and have some fun.
Exactly.
Josh Maderi is in free. Just barely keeps it in and hit the concrete there. Turns it over.
The Jaguars are looking to attack. They'll play a ball out towards the middle. Yep, you guessed it. So they'll play it back towards the sidelines here. As the ball is a little too far there. That'll be a throw in for the Robins.
I think Jack Heald may have gone in for Joey Farhat. Probably a substitution that Sorg was not expecting to make at the beginning of this game, but Joey's work rate has been second to none, as we've said, so a deserved rest opportunity.
As they look to play this
Eli's
ball in. It's Eli Moss, just him and the keeper. Oh, as that ball just soared to the right
It's an excellent opportunity for Eli to convert there, just wasn't able to.
He was getting chased down by 3 defenders. Kyle Buchan wasn't really open. Eli's yelling at somebody, but it might just be frustration of a misdirected ball that had a chance to cut the lead to 1.
The Jaguars will play this up the right side. So that'll be a save for Lincoln.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say that guy's not left-footed.
Judging by the exit velocity and the amount of height that the ball got off the ground.
A valiant attempt. Nice tackle by Storm there.
So it'll be a throw in for the Jaguars. Really nice touch there. As the Jags will look to play this ball in. Storm keeping him contained. As Ben Derby wanted an offsides call, but he won't get it. But another great save by Lincoln. As the Robins will look to move quick here. Extreme taking advantage of the space. Josh Maderi was looking like the speed of lightning there, but the ball just was not able to get to him.
I don't know about that call, as number 10 for the Jags left his feet second and earned the foul call.
As looks like we have a substitution here for the Jaguars.
Subbing in for Michigan Jaguars, number 45, Matt Rafferty.
As they'll play the ball up to a defender that was wide open, and he'll miss it just left. Fortunate for the Robins there. Yeah, both teams have had some chances this half, just haven't been able to convert.
Took a real nice touch to lay that one down, but yeah, he should not have gotten himself that much space in behind the back line.
Yeah, they seem to be creeping behind our back line a little bit here.
A real nice ball laid up for Sammy Contreras.
So played over to Kyle Buchan. Sammy will regain possession. Nope. Elijah Moss will call him off as he looks to play a ball towards the middle. Elijah putting some moves on a defender. He'll play it towards the middle, and looks like Kyle Buchan fell down, but I'm not sure what kind of touch he was going to get on that, as that ball was soaring in pretty fast.
I'm not sure if he fell down or if he was trying to get out of the way thinking it was for somebody else, but I'm also not sure what Eli was quite trying to do there.
Yeah, there was nobody back post there.
Was one of those where you maybe he made up his mind a little too late. And you don't know whether it was a pass or a shot, but either way, it's not getting anywhere dangerous.
And that'll result in a goal kick for the Jaguars. So they'll play it up.
Not speaking from experience or anything, of course.
You might know a thing or two.
I had an absolute banger on Monday night, I will have you know, despite the misfire off my head.
Do we have any video evidence? Was this captured?
There's no video evidence.
Oh.
I will cop to it coming in a 6-2 loss, but we've had some trouble with attendance, shall we say.
As the Jaguars will look to play this ball up. Good job by Ben Derby cutting that off. So he'll play it back to Lincoln. He'll play it out wide to Kyle. Kyle will look to take some space ahead of him. He'll look to play this ball up to Extreme, just a little too far for him, as the Jaguars will retain possession.
Great run by Extreme, but
Bucky just couldn't quite get the ball in the right place. Another sloppy tackle leaves Sammy Contreras on his back, and Eli Moss is in behind.
So played this one on the ground towards the middle. Unfortunately, no one's there as it's cut off by the Jags defender. Boy, if that could have gotten through.
Extreme was waiting for it, but two Jags got to the ball at the same time.
As Kellen will look to play this ball up. He does. He will find
earns a corner. Just waited a little bit too long to play that cross in.
Yeah,
and
it looked like that was
defender
Ty
got there.
Uziak. But it will be a corner kick for the Robins as we reach the 71st minute mark. The second half of our friendly. Oof. As the refs will blow the whistle, and it'll be a free kick for the Jaguars. As he talks to both a Common player and a Jaguars player.
That was not
looks
a
like
real dangerous ball in from the corner anyway.
that was not. Nice job of Ben Derby stepping up to stop that attack.
Yeah, that was a little more on what they were talking about at halftime. Of, looking for that trigger of knowing when that long ball is going to come through and stepping in to cut it off. As Max Crawford's done that a couple times, but obviously Jags have been dangerous on it tonight.
The Robins.
Extreme had the cross, but there was Eli was vastly outnumbered in the box.
There's a lot more white jerseys than Robins jerseys, we'll just say that. But nonetheless, it'll result in a corner kick for the Robins.
Carter Hagan and Joey Farhat getting ready to go back in.
Joey, after, as we mentioned before, a well-deserved rest.
Wonder if Jack Heald is getting his number called back to the bench, as he's been a little more anonymous than one would like to see in a reserve friendly match.
As this ball will be played in, it was not a great ball played in there. As great job by Storm winning that ball back as Kyle will look to play it. As that'll be deflected off a Jaguars defender. The Jaguars will retain possession.
Yeah, unfortunately the energy is back for our boys, but they're just overrunning balls a little bit. Playing almost too twitchy, Marshall.
Agreed, as we reach a water break.
I'm out of raccoon stories, unfortunately, so I don't know if I will tell our viewing audience we lost about a third of the audience in the last water break, which means about a third of you missed Lansing Common's only goal. So stay tuned, folks. Don't be scared off by whatever stories do come. As we've got, frankly, pretty surprising in a positive way attendance of 362 fans out tonight. Obviously, you're unable to see the majority of those on the stream as they are sheltering from the sun. Unable to shelter from this humidity, though. And so just great to see this community come out and support the reserve squad tonight in this friendly against the Jags.
Tonight's official attendance figure is 362.
A fine appetizer for Lansing Pride tomorrow in Old Town, 1 p.m. No official affiliation between Lansing Common and Lansing Pride, but a few of us will be there, I have no doubt. Right down the street from Ozone's Brewhouse. Always the official brew pub for Lansing Common FC.
It's a great place to get a brew.
Also where you will find a few of us after this match later tonight.
As both teams will look to reset here. The Jaguars hold a 3-1 lead.
Jags also have a commanding lead and water bottles strewn around the sideline. Their assistant coach seems to be on cleanup duty at the moment, which is good. We appreciate that.
We do appreciate that, especially in a friendly. As they'll look to attack here.
Jags have numbers yet again.
Ben Derby will need to step up here, and he does.
Goodness.
As he takes out the Jags player.
Shoulder-to-shoulder collision after he wins the tackle, and the ref blows the play dead. He's having a conversation with Derby. I didn't see anything there other than he came in hard. That is a real dangerous spot if a free kick is awarded, but
that was
fortunately the Jags player seems to be just fine, perhaps just a little surprised that the defender came in so quickly.
That's a late call if it is called on Derby.
Looks like the whistle was just for the injury. Jags player appears to be holding his lower back. Bouncing ball back to Ben Derby. Back to the keeper. He did hit the deck pretty difficult. Pretty hard, and so ref just using an abundance of caution there.
As the Robins will look to move here. Big ball played out, as that will be cut off by a Jags defender.
A little too ambitious, but
Storm's right there to clean it up.
Second try.
As Elijah Moss will streak down the right sideline. He's looking for numbers towards the middle as he dribbles in. He'll play it towards the middle, and it's just cut off by a Jaguars defender, but it's regained. That ball is played in. That'll be a easy save for the keeper there.
Number 5 down there getting into it with Eli is Carter Hagan, who's back in the game at right wing back.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like Carter was able to fully turn there to play that ball in.
Joey Farhat making himself dangerous, and just a little bit of a sloppy ball. Turns it over.
Sammy Contreras.
Back to Sammy C, who slices through 2 defenders. An ambitious through ball out of bounds.
Looked like he just wanted Elijah to make that run, but I'm not even sure if Elijah had gotten a head start on that he would have converted there. As our ball boy will make a long run to go get that one. The goalkeeper for the Jags will send this one up. It'll be played out wide. It'll result in a throw-in for the Robins. This ball's played towards out wide. Jaguars defender got a touch on it. It'll result in another throw-in for the Robins. As it'll be Storm Powers throwing this ball in. Joey Farhart playing that ball across the field. Christian Trunk. Trunk will play it up to Ty Uziak. We'll look to play this ball in towards the middle as he megs his defender.
We're in the corner.
And it'll result in a corner kick for the Robins. As they'll elect to play the short one here.
The short man was wide open.
This ball's played over. Ben Derby will head it back into the middle of the box, and that ball will be cleared, unfortunately.
Ben Derby playing the Kevin Payne role of taking the too far corner kick and just gently nudging it back into the dangerous area, and nobody was there to clean it up and put it away.
Yeah, we saw that a lot last week, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me, with KP playing some balls in off his head. As there's no call there. The ref says play on.
may have called advantage as really, really nice work by Carter Hagan.
Sammy Contreras will look to play this ball back into the middle. Play it to Elijah. Elijah will once again.
Yeah, defender thought maybe if he dove down to the ground with him that he would not not get the call, but foul is given that time, and we'll see if this free kick can result in anything at all for the Robins.
Yeah, they've had some chances this half, but just have not been able to convert. Would be nice to see them convert here.
Jack Heald standing over it, and Ty Uziak says, let's rock, paper, scissors for it. Not sure who the winner was.
We will find out here shortly, though.
Jags have nobody within 10 yards of this ball, so if they want to do something tricky, they've got all kinds of space. They do.
As that ball will be played just over, and it'll go off the football post.
If you tried to, and you had 100 tries, you could not play as many balls off the pylon as the Robins have off free kicks this evening.
No, you would not.
There's been a couple doinks, as they say, in football or in the NFL. The Jags will play this one up.
In for Lansing Common. Number 4, Kellen Emma.
Some really nice moves by Kyle Buchan. Almost went on a.
Number 10, Tony Burton.
It was a one-man 40-yard run.
That was a heck of a dribble quest, if I must say.
51, Matt Cadena.
As it'll be Carter Hagan playing this ball in.
Bringing more energy these last few minutes. Just might run out of time.
It's been good to see, though, after coming out a little flat those first 10 minutes out of the second half.
Really came out a little flat the first 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That was about all she wrote.
Yeah. Yeah, you blinked and it was 3-1. So that ball is played just too outstretched. Be an easy save for the Jaguars goalkeeper. As Kellen looks to find someone. Just no one there for him, as that ball will roll out of bounds, and it'll be a Robins throw-in. It looks like the Jaguars are trying to make some late substitutions. Sammy Contreras will be double-teamed there, and it'll result in a turnover. The Robins will regain possession. As this ball will be played to Ben Derby in the backfield. He'll play it out wide to Christian Trunk. As Derby will play this ball out of the back. Just out of reach. As number 5, Carter Hagan, just was not able to get clear possession of that ball. Jaguars making some substitutions. 3 new players coming in. As it'll be a throw-in for them.
Subbing in for Michigan Jaguars, number 32, Joey Iaconeo. Number 43, Kelvin Pollage. Number 34, Jonah Hogel.
I don't know about that dive.
Ref's whistle still active here in the weeping minutes of the game. As the Robins will look to apply some pressure here. Jaguars playing with it in the backfield. was hoping they played it to the goalkeeper there.
Yeah, that was he almost looked like he got confused about which side of the field he was going on. That was a courageous dribble.
As Sam Contreras wanted that ball towards the middle, and he gets it. It was just a little too far for him, as he wasn't able to reach that ball that was played towards the middle. The Robins will take advantage of some space here. This ball's played over to Carter Hagen. He'll look to take on that defender, and he'll...
Bit too far away from him.
Joey Farhat will look to throw this in. Sam Contreras. It's played out from the backfield. So we had a man out wide, and Ben Derby will find him soon. It's Christian Trunk over there. This ball will be played towards the middle as the Jaguars will get a head on it. Elijah Moss has it.
Eli just bullied off the ball by 2 or 3 Jags defenders who are significantly bigger than him.
Yeah, he was left a little stranded on an island there. Does that ball look like it came off the wrong foot for Lincoln? This ball will be played in towards the middle. Great job by Ben Derby there, cutting that ball off. As our fans still making some noise here.
I don't know the words to that one, unfortunately.
As that ball just looked like it got under Ben Derby's cleat, but Lincoln was there to clean it up.
Had a man just put a little bit too much air under it. Bounced off the turf.
As the sun is looking to set here on a gorgeous night in Lansing.
Still pretty steamy, to be clear.
It is still pretty steamy. Don't let the no sunlight. Don't let me saying that fool you folks into thinking that it's.
I'm not complaining. I just want to paint an accurate picture. Excellent work to cut that off.
As we reach the 88th minute of our friendly match. And yeah. We saw it.
Refs want to go home too.
We saw it. You saw it at home, folks. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. As the Jaguars will pass it around. They look to play it. Oh, who guessed it? Towards the middle. And Lincoln will come out.
Really, really nice work by Lincoln, who's just gotten better as the game's gone on.
Really has. He's definitely read some of those balls that are played towards the middle a lot better.
There's the first card of the night. In the 90th minute.
As our fans show their displeasure with that call, and rightfully so.
card shown to Michigan Jaguars number 45, Matt Rafferty.
So that ball just skirts out. It's Ben Derby, who's has done a really good job of cutting some of these Jaguars attacks off tonight ever since he's checked in.
Obviously a smart player, but he's looked like a really fit player tonight too. He's not missed any step where you think, boy, I wish Max Crawford was back there.
Even with some torn cartilage in his knee, he's still moving around.
Well, and it's especially good to see because you had to think that everybody on that Lansing Common bench thought Dylan Bott, if not all 90, was going to go at least for a full half. Unfortunate to see him injured like that in the middle of the first half. And Max and Ben have stepped up and said no problem. Hopefully they are still feeling great on Sunday morning for the bus ride. And more importantly, for the game against the defending Great Lakes Division champions in 1927 SC.
Yeah, that'll be a big one as the Robins look to get back to their winning ways.
I have not seen a signal, nor have I heard from the PA anything about how much extra time we've got.
We're just letting them play.
We've got a card. We've had a litany of fouls. We've had 2 goals, but I would guess 2 or 3 minutes. We'll see where we end up.
No.
That was a foul. Free kick. Lansing Common goes quick. Jags moving slow. Asking for offsides on that, and the side judge gives it to him.
The Jags will play this ball long and up, and that'll be it here, folks.
That is the final whistle on this reserve friendly between the Michigan Jags and Lansing Common FC. Final score 3-1. A lot of different guys got some run today. We saw some good stuff from some guys we hadn't seen before. We saw some familiar stuff from guys that we know are in the first 11 and that we know that we're going to see on Sunday. Of course, that'll be on the road at 1927 SC. That'll be the appetizer for the Copa America matchup between the U.S. men's national team and Bolivia. We will be back with you Saturday, June 29th. We've got a reserves game at 3 p.m. against Northern Indiana Football Club. Their reserve side, that's at 3. And then at 6, the first teams will face each other. So we got a doubleheader. A week from tomorrow, we'll be right back here. For Marshall Acosta, I'm Josh Pugh saying so long, folks.